Guilt-free fries and ice cream sauce. Tips and tricks from Hungry Girl. 'Cause it's a hungry world.
I'm so hungry. Hey everyone, it's me, Lisa Lillian, also known as Hungry Girl. I'm here at Hungryland with my pals and coworkers and co-hosts and co-humans, Jamie and Mikey. Hi.
Hello.
Hey, how's it
You're
going?
so sing-songy today.
Thank you. I was inspired by you singing and songing along with the theme song here. Very excited. Happy to be back. It's been a little while.
I know, it's been a minute.
It has.
Yeah. I mean, for the listeners, it's been 2 weeks, but for us, I think it's been about a month.
Has it?
Probably, yeah.
Wow, don't tell them that. No, but this time around, we're not doing a haul. It's so weird. Are you weirded out?
Yeah. Well, because we knew we weren't eating food, Jamie and I devoured everything in the fridge before the show.
We're
so you're
ready.
going to go home to an empty fridge?
We're satiated. No, we ate out of the Hungryland fridge.
Oh, and then Jamie just ate an apple.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Well, this time around, we are doing Ask Hungry Girl, the October edition.
Yes.
That means there's going to be more editions.
Yes. How are we going to do such a thing?
Well, Ask Hungry Girl, I guess that would be me.
Yes.
I'm Lisa Lillian, also known as Hungry Girl. So we put out a call for questions from the audience, and we asked, we begged, we pleaded, we offered, we said, call in to Mike's pocket cell phone and leave messages, and people did.
Yeah, we got a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we should tell people, not only will you have the chance to have Lisa answer your question on the podcast and your voice be featured, but you get a prize if we use your question on the podcast.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So everyone in today's podcast gets a prize?
Yep.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
All right. So in the future, if you have a question, if you like this format, even if you don't and you still have a question, you can call Mike at
805-380-8075.
and ask your question. Don't have to worry about sounding good. We all hate our voices. We all cringe when we hear ourselves speak. I know I do.
Just
Do you,
a little.
Jamie?
Well, I'm just always surprised because I didn't know I had an accent. And now when I listen to myself, I'm like, do I have an accent?
You're like, am I from Philly? Am I from Jersey? Where am I from? I know. It's so weird. I just feel like I'm like, who's that? I cringe. Anyway, so don't think that because you're going to sound great.
Yeah.
And all the people that call in today sound great.
Yep.
They do.
So the idea is, yet again, you ask your questions about anything: food advice, recipe advice, lifestyle advice, love advice.
Love advice?
Oh, that'd be
Yes.
fun.
Oh.
Hungry for love.
I'm actually very good at giving dating advice. I don't know if you know that.
Did not know that.
I mean, you did tell me not to marry Mike, so
What?
That
I'm kidding.
is a lie. I remember, by the way, Jamie did come to my home to work because we were working out of the house for a fleeting moment. This was a million years ago. And she showed up and she's like flailing her hand to and fro. And I'm like, la, 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 clueless. And finally she's like, don't you see the ring? You guys had gotten engaged. I totally didn't
I
see
remember that.
Wow. I
what
don't
an
know that
idiot I
story.
am. All right. Well, before we jump into the Q&A, what you got, Mikey?
Breaking news.
All right, this one is for all those White Castle fans, me being one of them. Now in your freezer aisle are White Castle hamburger and White Castle cheeseburger Castle Bites. Okay, so they're little bites that kind of look like those tortilla pizza rolls, but they're filled with beef and onions. And then if you get the cheese one, it has cheese in it. The stats aren't that bad. For the cheeseburger one, if you eat 6 bites, that's 190 calories. And the hamburger one is 6 bites for 170 calories. And they are available nationwide at your local grocer.
I'm freaking out a little bit right now. I love White Castle.
Yeah, they're great.
What? I hate to admit it. It's one of those guilty pleasures that I have. Whoa. Can we, how are they under the table?
No, I should have gotten some, but I
Have you
didn't.
seen these?
I haven't seen them in the store yet. No.
Ugh, White Castle.
Mike,
I
I'm
remember-
shocked that you didn't get this because a couple days ago he was looking for Breaking Chews and he's like, Jamie, they're making clam flavored mayonnaise. Should I get it for us to try? And I was like, no.
Fun.
I bet it would be good, better than like tartar sauce
Yeah,
for
probably.
cheese, for fish sticks.
Yeah.
That, White Cat, I remember like the one Father's Day that I was alone with my dad. I don't know where my mom and sister were shopping somewhere. My dad took me, he's like, where do you want to go for dinner? I said, where do you want to said, go. He said, I don't want to tell you. You're going to make fun of me. And then he said, White Castle. And I said, yay. And we went on Father's Day.
Do you know, because they don't have any out here, I've never actually been to a
Wait,
White
first
Castle.
say that's so cute.
That's so
That's
cute.
so cute.
So I only know White Castle from the freezer aisle, like the little
Right.
squares that you can buy in the freezer section. But yeah, I would love to go with you to a White Castle.
Yeah, well, they're not so cool. Well,
next
they're not
time we're on the
around
East
here.
Coast.
But I remember there was a pop-up on Sunset Boulevard when Harold and Kumar, what was the?
That was it. Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. Yeah.
Right. There was a pop-up on Sunset Boulevard, but all they did was like nuke the frozen ones.
Oh, lame,
But it was still fun.
lame.
Yeah. So guess what's back after a 5-year hiatus?
The Hungry Girl TV show.
Yes.
No,
Wait,
it's
has it been
longer.
only 5 years?
No, it's been longer than that. Kellogg's Cinnabon cereal, the mini crispy cinnamon swirl with frosting on top cereal, is available at Sam's Club now, and then in December they'll be available nationwide. So,
I didn't even know. I never knew it was here. I never knew it left.
well, it was gone for 5 years, and now it's back. And I'm
Look
sure
at it. You'll recognize it from like the cereal aisle.
Yeah.
Doesn't it look familiar?
No.
I mean, we weren't doing podcasts back then, but I'm sure you had them.
Maybe. I'm foggy.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's not the Hungry Girl TV show?
Is it? You would know that before me.
I was kidding. I was
And
kidding.
that's all I have for you all.
Okay, I'm ready for the first question.
Hi, this is Michelle from Ellsworth, Wisconsin. And my question is, what are some practical application tips for success that I can use when it's my husband and I have different healthy food and weight loss goals? I sometimes feel like I'm being sabotaged. Thanks.
Sabotage. Michelle, that's a very good question. I hear that a lot, actually. But, the truth is a lot of times it's not like the olden days where it's necessary to have one giant dinner and everyone eats the same thing, right?
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, and same with my house. And same with like Hungry Girl recipes. A lot of times there are recipes for one. But the sabotage thing kind of concerns me a little bit because I feel like, one, if you truly feel, Michelle, that you're being sabotaged, maybe just have a conversation. Like, just like be upfront about it. Because like, I know if I feel like someone is truly trying to sabotage me, I would just feel more comfortable if I just hit it head on and I say, hey, it's important to me. I'm feeling like I'm not always strong enough and I can be weak if coerced. And I feel like you're trying to push me to eat things or like tempt me with things I don't want to eat. And so please try not to do that to me. Is that too upfront?
No, I feel like that's really good advice.
That's what I would do. But I'm like I almost said I'm a confronter. I'm like confrontational, I guess, in some way, which makes me a confronter, I guess. But I would do that because it's like, but that's if you truly want to hit that problem head on. I feel like I do know people that sometimes use that as an excuse. And Michelle, I'm not saying you do that, but there are a lot of people who like to like say, oh, I felt sabotaged and I just caved. I mean, Mike, you would never sabotage Jamie.
No, not at all.
And Jamie, you're so strong-willed.
I think though, I know what you're saying. Like sometimes it can feel like sabotage and she might mean this either way. Sometimes it just feels like sabotage. Even if the person doesn't have bad intentions, it's just the fact that it's all there and that, I can see that feeling like sabotage even if the person means well.
Right. And, the thing is, you have to be very confident in what you're choosing to eat, where you are like mentally when it comes to food and what your refrigerator is packed with. Like when you're in that space, I feel like there's nothing that could rattle you if you're really satisfied with it. That's at least how I feel. Like I always feel like good about my choices, ready to eat them and excited about it. And, you can almost feel bad for the person who's making those choices that are going to make them feel sick with like heavier foods,
Well, I mean, and sometimes like Mike eats foods that work perfectly well for him that just do not work for me.
Plus, I don't like to share my food.
But
I don't. It's my food.
I think both of you I'm not a food sharer either. Are you a big food sharer?
I kind of like to do my own thing.
I have food aggression, like my dog. I feel a little like, I'll bite you if you come near my stuff. Or like sometimes, and it's funny, there's like manners, and I know we're off track. Michelle, we're going to get back on track, I promise. But like if I'm sitting there and someone sticks their fork in my plate without saying, oh, can I try a bite of that? It bugs me.
Yeah, that's not okay.
I feel like in a post-COVID world, though, that should not even happen.
But like with the spouse,
Yeah, with
Jamie
the
did that.
spouse.
What are you
Yeah.
going to do?
Yeah,
Smack
sure.
her?
Yeah, no. No, I would never touch Jamie.
Don't edit that
never
out. I was
touch me?
kidding.
Well-
I would never, wait, that's extreme, Mike. I hope
would never-
occasionally you'll touch her.
I would, yeah, we're getting off track here.
Well, back on track. You know what I was thinking is, you know, Lisa, you were saying about being confident in your choices and being stocked with them. I think too, if there's certain foods that he's eating that are like super tempting to you, like instead of, let's say Mike has, you know, chocolate cake in a massive block in the freezer, which he may or may
I know
not
where
have.
you're going with this.
You know,
you're like, you have your own chocolate
Well,
cake.
I'm
I
not
ate it
going to be
yesterday.
able to be like, Jamie, eat lettuce instead. I got to have some sort of a healthier, better for me chocolate
Right.
fix.
Or something that's going to, when somebody is like thinking about eating like something bad, you want your version of
Yes.
that bad thing.
Yes. Because sometimes it's just because I can tell myself, oh, I'm going to stock all the healthy, clean ingredients. And then when that chocolate cake comes out of the freezer, good luck telling me to eat an apple.
Yeah,
So
just make sure you have things that you find satisfying, right?
Exactly.
That will be there for you when someone else is eating something that they consider like a treat or like a decadent kind of fix. Plus, Hungry Girl recipes, there is a recipe for everything that is like tempting and normally decadent and off limits. So you just need the books too, right? Or at least the website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what me and Mike do? It goes back to one of the first things you were saying about, you know, it's not like you have to make one family dinner and everyone eats the same thing. We'll do like he'll make like taco meat, like taco beef or turkey, and then he'll make it with like all his decadent sauces and fillings and taco shells, and I'll have a taco salad. It's like you can kind of do a middle ground there where you still feel like you're eating together and you're not making totally separate meals, but you can each kind of put your own spin on it.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we ready for the next cue?
Let's hear it.
Are.
Hi, Lisa. This is Jen from New Jersey. I love your podcast, your magazines, and your cookbooks. My question is, what are the top 5 foods with protein that you would choose if you want to lose weight? Thank you. Have a nice day.
She's so sweet.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jen. That was a good question, and I love the way she like buttered us up by saying she liked everything that we do, pretty much.
Yeah. That's how you get on the episode is butter us up.
Is that how you chose her?
Yeah.
And she gets a prize too.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's a really good question. Perfect for me because if you know me a little bit, you know I'm a protein maniac. I love all kinds of protein, and for me, protein is a secret weapon when I'm trying to like watch what I'm eating and like maintain or lose weight. And I don't know if I can choose just 5 things, but I can try, and I can talk a little bit about how I use them and why I use them. So one for sure would be egg whites in the form of either liquid egg whites, hard-boiled eggs, or egg beaters. And I love those as meals, snacks, mini meals, main meals. Like I love egg whites more than anything. I'm not like a big... I know that like I don't often do like fancy things with the egg whites and stuff them with salsa. I know you like that kind of stuff more than
Literally
I do.
10 minutes ago.
I know, right? I know. I mean, I'll do it if it's there and if it's like here and there are recipes, but I am just big on this is what I do with my egg whites. I put them in the microwave for like 5 seconds so they're at least room temp or warm, and then I do a quick sprinkle of truffle salt.
Oh,
Best.
So this is hard-boiled egg whites?
Best. Or at any given time, I would do like a single, like mini little egg beaters cup with like a wedge of Laughing Cow as like a super satisfying little treat. So that's one thing that I love. Turkey slices, that's another one. I feel like I tend to stick with low sodium. I like the Boar's Head low sodium, like low salt turkey breast, which I wrap around pickles. Yes, whole half sour pickles. I take like a whole pickle, not like a pickle like the size of my leg, but like a reasonably sized
Like
pickle.
a finger-sized pickle?
Yeah, I mean like a fat thumb. That's so weird. A fat thumb pickle. That's a new thing we should invent. A jar of fat thumb pickles.
Oh my goodness.
I'll wrap a turkey slice around that and dip that in mustard. But turkey is another really good one. Definitely chicken. So I always have various kinds of chicken in my home. I will have a rotisserie chicken. I usually have frozen chicken tenders and or breasts. And then I have pre-cooked chicken, usually from Trader Joe's. Because like all of like the naked chicken, the grilled chicken, amazing. And chicken's like the best protein ever for me. Because I do think chicken tastes better than turkey even. I feel like all other types of fowl just don't taste as good as chickens.
It's also just so much more accessible. Like you said, you can get it pre-cooked strips. You can get it pre-cooked shredded. You can get it, frozen.
Yeah. And like I do have frozen shrimp in the house too, but I tend to not, I eat shrimp out all the time. And I don't use the frozen shrimp as much as the other proteins. So now I'm not counting that. So I'm counting chicken, turkey, egg whites, then tuna, of course, because tuna pouches and even tuna cans, I have to tell you, like Starkist, my two favorite tuna situations. Starkist, all the pouches, all the flavors, all the options, all the little, even the Starkist with all the doodads in them, like the rice and beans. Those are great protein options. But also Costco, like Kirkland tuna. Best,
Is it good?
Best. Fantastic.
Don't they have that like skipjack one or something?
I don't know. I just get the
think we
plain
tried
old
it,
Kirkland. But,
Okay.
Starkist is always, I have a massive thing for Charlie.
Yeah.
So like Starkist and also I think Kirkland. Those are my favorite tunas. That's 4. Are we at 4?
We're at 4.
Greek yogurt.
Yeah.
If I have to only pick one more, it would be Greek yogurt. And that's just because like my go-to meal, snack or anything, breakfast, whatever, it's like 0% Greek yogurt with a sweetener, usually like a Truvia or a little Swerve, a sprinkle of cinnamon, dip some fruit into it. And then I've been making a lot of 2-ingredient dough things so you can make anything have a lot of protein. I was just saying, it's funny. Like we have the 2-ingredient dough, like taking over our world, and it's in Simply Comfort, the new book. There's a lot of recipes. And we sort of don't even tout and play up the fact that it turns those little bagels into protein bagels.
Yeah.
They're loaded with protein.
Wow.
So it's just a good thing. It's like an excuse to have carbs by just adding a lot of protein.
Yeah. I love to, like, we went to lunch recently and I got a salad and you asked for a side of yogurt and you're like, give me as much fruit as you can, a fruit salad. And you put the yogurt over or did you dip?
I dipped.
You dipped. But it's like, I would have never thought to have that. And I bet that was so satisfying, like as a meal.
It's great. I love it. I often, when I go out for breakfast, I'll get that. So I'm not tempted to eat like a lot of, toast or anything. It's good. And wait, can I add more protein things?
Yes, do it.
Cottage cheese.
Oh, I love cottage
I feel like it's underrated. It's great. And meatless, like Boca burgers, old school 70-calorie vegan Boca burgers. That's my life. Truly.
I feel like, when you talk about these foods for weight loss, especially, when you have these in your house, if you're really like, remember the old thing about if you're really hungry, you'll eat raw broccoli. Like if you're really hungry, before you have something that you're like, oh, I know that's going to maybe not be great for my weight management, have some protein because it is barely going to make a dent. These things are so low in calories, so high in protein, so satisfying. I dare you to have a tuna pouch and then still want to eat an entire cake.
Totally. Absolutely. I mean, who would want that? Who would want to eat a cake after a tuna pouch?
For many reasons, but yes.
But I'm not a big sweets person either.
Yeah.
I'm more of a protein person, definitely. I guess those are all of my favorite proteins. Mike, what are your favorite proteins?
Peanut
butter? Yeah, okay.
Peanut butter. That's 1 and 2. 3, I guess it's probably like, I know I shouldn't have it that often, which I don't think I do, but I love like hamburger. I love beef. I like chicken. We eat a lot of chicken.
We do.
Yeah. That's about it. I mean,
I
peanut
like,
butter is like my go-to for protein in the morning.
For a while, we were getting like chicken meatballs from Costco.
Yeah.
And those are so good. Same thing. I could just eat one of those in the middle of the day. It's so good.
Yeah, totally. I like that stuff too. But if I'm really trying, I want everything to be like more like I know every single thing in it. So I tend to go for the more straightforward proteins. And I love you can build a whole meal around it.
Yeah.
Whether it's on a salad or in a lettuce wrap or in a soup or it's just straight up or mixed with pickles or with a side with cauliflower rice. There's just a lot you can do.
Yeah.
So keep those in your fridge and freezer.
That was inspiring. I feel like now I'm like, oh, I need to go home and pack my fridge with different proteins.
I'm going to stop at the supermarket on Trader Joe's on the way home. Okay, are we ready for our next question?
Speaking of good calls.
We are.
I have a question that I constantly struggle with, and that is nighttime eating. I eat dinner early, and then I try not to eat after dinner, but I always I'm hungry at night, and I just need some ideas on the right choices of what to eat at night. You know, what kinds of healthy choices there are that isn't going to ruin my whole day of you know, trying to do well with eating. Sometimes I'll eat like a mandarin orange, but I really want a piece of toast with peanut butter. I just need some ideas on nighttime eating. Thank you so much. Bye.
Wow, this one really hits home.
Yeah. By the way,
That's
her name
Debbie.
was Debbie. Oh yeah, sorry, you got that.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, did she say her name? I know her name is
at
Debbie.
the end, she said, "Hi. Oh, by the way, my name is Debbie, and here's my phone number, and blah blah blah." You know, so I didn't want to add all.
So we're not gonna put Debbie's phone number on
I
there.
don't think so. That's. I mean, we could. I can do it in post.
I think she'd appreciate that. Okay, I'm gonna speak from the heart here, Debbie. I understand what you're saying. I suffer with the same problem, and I feel like it is my personal downfall. And when I have the most success, because my weight fluctuates a little bit, not a huge amount, and I always say this because I'm short, if I lose and gain 5 pounds, that could be 2 sizes on me. So when I am eating at night, that is the time, without a doubt, that my clothes are not fitting as well. So I say this, Debbie, if you are truly trying to avoid, or if you think you're being good all day and then the nighttime eating is getting to you, I'm going to give you first some tips on how to not eat at night. And then I'm going to go into the tips for what you should eat at night if you really do want to eat at night. Do you think that's fair?
Oh, I'm really glad that you're approaching it that way. Yeah.
I have to, because I can't. Like, I have gone through phases in my life where, okay, I was doing intermittent fasting, and I wish I could get back on that, because I feel like I feel the best. I have the most energy when I do that. And when I was doing that, I was stopping eating at 5 o'clock. And I know that's really early, but I was doing that. And then I felt like I would get hungry at 7, and then I would get over it. So the first thing I would do is always brush my teeth. So right after I was done eating whatever I was eating, I would brush my teeth. And then if I got hungrier later, I would brush my teeth again. Then I would try to distract myself. And after a few days of doing that, I was not hungry at all at night. I feel like if you get on this track of not eating after a certain hour, you will not even miss food after a certain time. So the first thing I would say is to Debbie, if you can try just to like skip eating at night for a few days and see if you stop craving food at night, try that first, because it really, really worked for me.
Mike does that, by the way. He just has like a rule, and it's like once he established it for himself, he's like, I just don't eat at night. Like same thing. He sort of got himself over it, and now literally he'll be like, I want something sweet. Oh, but it's after 8.
Yeah, I don't eat after 8 o'clock. I try not to eat after 8 o'clock.
You're very disciplined.
Yeah.
That's good. I feel like men are, I mean, I hate to be like this, but like a lot of guys are better at being that like disciplined. And I know people, I'll probably get like yelled at from people by people, but please don't yell at me. I just feel like sometimes that's just true.
Yeah.
But okay, so if you do really want to eat at night, I don't recommend eating toast and peanut butter personally. Like, I don't want to eat anything, because carbs for me are trigger foods. So nighttime eating of carbs is a big no-no for me personally. And I mean like starchy carbs. The type of carbs that I think are okay are fruit. So nighttime, if I'm going to eat something, the most satisfying thing, I would have like a tangerine, a cutie, part of an apple, a small apple. I would eat some fruit. That to me is like, okay, I'm kind of really hungry and I want something that's going to be satisfying and sweet, but still feel light. I would go for something fruit related. She was on the right track with the mandarin oranges. I think that's a good idea. Like a handful of grapes, part of an apple. Apples to me are super satisfying, and you can't go wrong with an apple. And, you know, maybe like if you are a person who enjoys like freezy, frozen things, like a little popsicle, a low sugar or an all fruit popsicle is good. But I try to keep the nighttime snacks to like 100 calories or less.
See, I'm a little bit different, because I am someone that like, I've realized this about myself. A little snack, it almost just like whets the appetite. I'm like, no, I want more. I want something else. So for me, I started just budgeting my calories differently, where it's like, I know I want a substantial snack an hour after dinner. So I plan for it. And then I have a pretty big bowl of fruit with cottage cheese in the evening. And that way it's like, I started adding protein to it, because usually it was just fruit. And because I know it's coming, I feel like I'm less, like I don't feel as deprived. And I just kind of calorically, I like plan for it.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. And I think that's a great piece of advice. But somehow in my brain, for me, you know what? It's about what works for you. I feel like when I eat after a certain hour, my body feels different in the morning.
Really?
That's one of the reasons why I don't eat after 8 o'clock. I when I wake up after I eat after, like, let's say 9 o'clock, my stomach,
I feel more bloated.
Yeah. And it's growling and it's like, it's uncomfortable. So I'd rather have a better morning than have something enjoyable at night.
But by the way, it's always whatever works for you. Because some people are like, no way. And again, even the experts that talk about how your body sort of processes and metabolizes calories, there's two schools of thought. Some people say, does not matter at all when you eat those calories. And there are a lot of people who say, if you stop eating at a certain time and you really shut down your digestive system, for lack of a better way to describe it, for a certain number of hours, that you will feel different and lose weight or feel less bloated. So I don't know. Try it out both ways, Debbie, and let us know.
My other thing I'll tell you real quick that I have come to rely on is dessert flavored tea by the Red Rose Sweet Temptation, where it's like, it tastes like apple pie and, 0 calorie tea. And I have this giant mug of it and it is so satisfying and filling. I mean, obviously it's not satisfying and filling like a sandwich, but it's, it's kind of like to tell your brain, like, okay, you don't have to have nothing. Here's a little something, and it's water, so it's it's going to help fill you up too. So that's another little thing
that's great. That's really great, especially if you have it with your cottage cheese and fruit.
I do.
Lisa, does your dentist love you?
Because you brush your teeth
You
so
brush
often.
your teeth like
He just loves me anyway.
He's like, you must be having a lot of night cravings, Lisa. I've noticed how white your teeth are.
I always say when I make a dentist appointment, I always try to get it for 2:30, and you know why? 2:30. Okay.
But wait. I think I might have. Oh no, I only have applause.
You don't have laughter.
I thought I had a rim shot sound effect, but I don't.
Maybe in post.
Yeah.
Okay, we ready for the next question?
We are.
Hi, Lisa. I hang with a bunch of retired elementary school teachers, and all of us are looking a little large in the middle. We all exercise and try our best to eat correctly, but I was wondering if you could recommend some appropriate clothing for women of retirement age over 60 could wear to help us hide and cope with the thick waist that we're getting. Thanks, Lisa. Have a great day. Bye.
Aw, she was cute and has no name.
No name.
Oh,
She doesn't have a name, or we don't know her name.
We don't know her name yet. I mean, I'll contact
She might have
her.
it. Oh yeah, wait, she has to win a prize.
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually a really good question. And I don't think it only applies to women over 60, actually. I think it's like anyone who wants to dress better for whatever their issues are. I think it's a really good question. And I'm not a fashion expert, but I do love clothing. And I might have some advice that works. At least I hope I do.
you're not a fashion expert in the same way you're not a nutrition professional. You still really know your stuff.
I do. I do have tips for her. Okay. First of all, I do think if you have a thick waist specifically, believe it or not, you still are going to look better with something. This is my opinion. Tell me if you think I'm wrong. Something tucked in with a belt, with a big sort of jacket or cardigan over it. So you actually see that it'll cut your hips and you actually see that you have a waist.
That's a good idea. I never thought of it that way. Yeah.
I do think that better than, I mean, you could just, again, if you have a thick waist and really skinny legs, I'm always jealous of those people because I have really short legs and I feel like this type of look, I try to wear it, but it looks better on me when I wear tall boots or tall shoes. But to wear like leggings or like tight legging type jeans or skinny jeans with like a big sweater, super cute. That could hide a thick waist as well. As long as you have some length in your legs. So whatever you can do to not cut your legs. I don't mean literally cut, but like for me, visually, because I have short legs. I don't like wearing ankle boots. I could wear little booties with like long shoes, or I could wear a tall boot that goes up to almost my knee if it's the same exact color as the pants or close enough to have like your legs look lengthened.
Yeah, I see what you're doing. You want to keep that line long.
Exactly. But what do you have, Jamie? You're taller than me.
Well, this took me a while. Like I have struggled with dressing for my body type and figuring it all out. But I think like the idea of I think they call it like the rule of thirds. Like basically you want like to cut your body into like, you want a 2/3 portion. So either if you're wearing pants and like a shirt that hits your waist, you've got like a 1/3 up top and 2/3 at the bottom. Or if you do a dress that hits you at the knees and that, you know what I mean? You want to sort of, that's like a good trick, I think, is to not think of like having a shirt that hits you right in the middle.
So you should have a shirt that's shorter or long, like how it like,
Or it could be longer. You want like a 2/3 portion of your body and then a third portion. You want to break it visually that way. So that
Okay.
your body is sort of divided in thirds instead of in half.
oh, I'm going to try that.
I don't know if I'm
What would I
describing
do?
that right.
What would I wear?
Well, you do this. So like you wear like a shirt that goes to your waist
Okay.
and then jeans. Or if you were to wear like what you were just describing, a baggy shirt and then leggings.
Oh, and then boots. Is
Yeah.
that the bottom third?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
Or
it's
I
like
think-
everybody is like a, what's it? I don't even know. Not a triangle. Not a trapezoid.
I don't know.
A
cone.
a cone, an ice cream cone. I don't know where we're going with this, but I see. So you're saying break up your body in thirds.
Yes.
So you look longer.
Yes.
Got it.
And I think the other thing too is never pair baggy with baggy or tight with tight. Like you always like if you have
Well,
like
if you're super skinny, you can wear
Well,
tight
hang
with tight.
on.
I hate those people.
I'm wearing baggy jeans today, and
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
so I have a more form-fitting shirt. And if I were wearing a flowy shirt, I would have more form-fitting bottoms. I feel
Me
like
too.
that makes you.
I'm wearing leggings and a
Yeah.
flowy shirt.
Yeah.
But I also have like a shirt under my shirt. Like I have a layered look. So there's my third. I might be in quarters today. I don't know.
This conversation has me in stitches.
No, but wait. Oh, how did you prep that
I did
one?
not.
All right, but also shapewear is like a really big good thing that I utilize. Like I love shapewear. I always love, and it's the opposite of Jamie because Jamie hates anything hugging her
Yeah,
body.
don't touch me.
Do you hear that, Mike?
I'm talking to the clothes. I don't want to even know you're on me.
No,
You guys
I
started
love
talking about
it.
fashion, so I wasn't even paying attention. What did I miss?
Nothing. You're good. You're just relax. No, but like I love like I hate shapewear that lies. Like I always look at reviews. I go on Amazon and something will be like 30,000 reviews. And you see those fake ads where it's like someone who like puts on the shapewear and looks like they go down 98 sizes. Like there's no reality there. But I have to say, I want to put up a link to a couple things. One, there is a minimizing bra that everybody's going nuts over that we're going to put up a link to. And I've actually heard from a few people that it's life-changing. I have a couple of them. I like them a lot. But there's also like a tank top kind of situation that's a shapewear thing. And believe it or not, it's made by a company that I didn't even know still existed, Maidenform. And it was like wasn't that in a Grease song?
In a Grease song?
Yeah, like with on my Maidenform.
like beauty school dropout
Yeah,
or something?
I think so. Maybe I'm just saying it wrong, but anyway, it seems like an old school brand, but there is a tank situation that is so good. It comes in black, white, and nude, and I just discovered it, and I'm going to send you a link to it.
Okay.
I love it, and it's good it's just a good smoother, so that'll also help for smoothing situations.
I kind of want her to send us like a before and after your advice.
Oh yeah, maybe when we figure out who she is, we can ask her.
Well, and it's a group of teachers, so we can get a group shot of all of them. Yeah.
Wait, if we get a group shot of all the teachers, we're going to send them all gifts.
Okay.
We'll send them a
Implementing your
giant
advice?
box.
Is that
Yes.
a picture of them implementing some of this
And
advice?
your advice.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
our advice.
They're going to look like triangles and be like, really? I can't believe you told us to do this.
No, they're going to look great and they're going to send pictures and we're going to send them tons of stuff.
All right.
Great. Good. Okay, do we have more questions?
Just a couple more.
Hello, Lisa. I was wondering if any of your recipes in this new Simply Comfort cookbook could be made in the Instapot. Thank you.
Good question. A lot of people have an Instant Pot. I feel like the Instant Pot sort of like in the race of kitchen cooking gadgets is sort of in third now, like third behind the slow cooker, which is always popular, and the air fryer, which is more popular. But if you have an Instant Pot that you love, it has a setting on it for slow cooker. So you can just select slow cooker on that and set it and go for the slow cooker recipes at that setting. But
Yeah, 'cause that's half the recipes in the book, right?
yeah, it is 100 recipes in the new book. And then you could also pressure cook them quickly as well. But so is that, you know what? I'm not an Instant Pot expert. So if they want to pressure cook them quickly, is it like the high setting on the slow cooker or is it faster than that even?
It's faster than that even.
So what do you think
It's
that
super
is?
fast.
So is it like 1 hour instead of 2 or 3?
It's like half an hour. instead of 2 or 3.
Okay, so a half hour on the Instant Pot setting is gonna cook as fast as like 1 to 2 hours, we think.
It's so basically because there's some preheat time. So usually with the Instant Pot, it's a little bit of a misnomer because it'll take you like 15 minutes to preheat it and then 4 to cook it, but it's still a 20-minute,
Right.
But usually you can make anything in a slow cooker that's either like 7 to 8 hours on low or 3 to 4 hours on high. Those usually take you about like half an hour total
30 minutes
in the Instant Pot.
I really need to dust off my Instant Pot.
We
again.
only use it, like we don't have a slow cooker. So if we want to slow cook, we use the Instant Pot and just hit the slow cook setting.
I have 2 slow cookers. Yeah. Anyway, and then if you want to make sure your food doesn't dry out, the pressure cooker function is dependent on steam. And if there's not enough liquid, the pot will like take all the moisture out. So add a little broth or a little water into it before you cook and then just drain it afterwards.
Yep.
Right? Yep. So the short answer is, and the easiest thing is if you do have an Instant Pot, just set it on slow cooker setting.
Pretty
Is
much.
that slow or fast? Is it the
slow.
short or the?
If you want to use the
No. But wait, is the slow cooker setting? Do you cook it for the short or the long?
I think you can choose either high or low.
It is high or low.
I think it depends on the model.
Okay. Well, just test it out.
Yeah. But when in doubt, they have those handy buttons. So like if you're cooking an oatmeal recipe, click the porridge button. If you're cooking
Porridge?
Yeah,
What-
I know.
I mean, what,
Does it
is this
say?
like a
It
children's
does.
story from
It does.
1852?
And if it's like a steak dish or a meat dish, you can hit the red meat button.
I'm thinking of the 3 little bears.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Porridge.
Goldilocks. Okay. Do we have any other questions?
Our dog Penny eats her porridge every morning.
It's not really porridge. We just call it that.
Yeah.
It's like traditional dog food, but we're like, Penny, come get your porridge.
All right, here's another question.
Very cute.
Hi, Lisa. I was just wondering if you could be more specific about what you mean by natural cake mixes in your Simply Comfort cookbook under the desserts. Does it mean like sugar-free, organic, all of the above? Do you have some brands that you would suggest? Thank you.
You know, that is like the best question ever. And this question is so good because it applies to anything in the Hungry Girl cookbooks when I say like natural this or natural that. And I think the whole point of saying that is because years ago, I was using a lot of ingredients that were more like processed. And in the past, like I would say 5 Hungry Girl cookbooks, there are ingredients that I'll just say natural this or natural that. And basically what that means is there are so many companies that are making things now that are all natural. And those products used to be loaded with preservatives and artificial preservatives and artificial ingredients that were hard to pronounce. So in the case of cake mix, by the way, all of the natural stuff, like if you go to a store that specifically sells natural foods only, like Natural Grocers, they only sell natural things. Well, of course, Whole Foods. But does Natural Grocers only sell?
Oh, I don't know Natural Grocers.
It's like a huge all the rage store that everybody talks about.
Wow.
I'd be offended if they don't sell only natural foods.
And I think they're more like a little more affordable than Whole Foods. But of course, everything on the shelves at Whole Foods. And that's where actually we all shop here at Hungry Girl to get our natural cake mix. We go to Whole Foods. But anything you see on the shelves there is going to be all natural. And as far as brands, there are a few. So Swerve is all natural. Simple Mills is all natural. Mrs. Jones is all natural. And the biggest difference is when you flip those boxes over, you're going to be able to pronounce and recognize all the ingredients versus a lot of stuff you'd see in the cake mixes that are on traditional shelves. Not to slam like Betty Crocker or anything, or Duncan Hines, but there's a lot of ingredients in those boxes that you just can't pronounce. Yeah. There's like hydrogenated this and this kind of palm oil.
Well, you pronounce that really well. Does that mean it's okay?
Well, I happen to be like, a pronunciation princess. So
I don't know. You had a little trouble getting that out.
No, I practiced. No, anyway, but you know what I'm saying? Like you'll see things like flour, blah, 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 no artificial this or that. Nothing questionable.
I think too, even though it doesn't need to be organic, it's a good code word. So if you're at a regular store, like I think Annie's Organic is a name of like their cake mix is natural.
Do
so
they make
it can
cake
be
mix?
like, yeah.
Oh.
So it can be like a
We
hint.
love her.
If you see the word organic, that's going to be natural. Because
You sure about that? Yeah.
At Annie's makes,
But every single thing that's organic is all natural.
like 99.999%
But
sure.
sometimes they fool you by saying the following: made with organic ingredients.
I hate that.
That just means some of the ingredients are organic, but not necessarily all of them.
Yeah.
So
I hate when it says made with 70% organic.
That's
it's
so
like
crazy.
I know. It doesn't count. Doesn't count.
no.
Irrelevant.
And
Totally.
by the way, for people who are afraid to go to Whole Foods, if you're a Prime member, you have a code that you show at the register and you get discounts. So I don't know, you don't get discounts on everything, but you get discounts on certain items.
Yeah,
if you
if you're
show
Amazon Prime.
Yeah. You open up your Amazon app and there should be a tab that says Whole Foods. Click on that tab and your QR code pops up and you scan that at the register.
You know what? That's a great idea. And also, if you just type in the words natural cake mix into the Amazon search bar, you would also pull up some, but just read the descriptive copy to make sure it is all natural.
They'll use those keywords and they'll mess with you.
They'll screw with you.
Yeah,
Right?
but no-
Oh, gee, wait, I have to tell you what. Go.
I was just going to say, Amazon is a great place to get like Swerve Sweets, cake mix, and Lakanto makes great cake mix.
We love Lakanto.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we'll link you to a few on the Foodcast page.
Yes, Lakanto. Amazing. All right. I was just going to tell you about a little trick I learned. You probably know this already and you're going to roll your eyes at me. But do you ever use the scan feature on Amazon?
The scan feature.
Like, let's say you want to buy this microphone. When you go into the Amazon search feature, when you click on search, it'll give you the option scan, and you just hold the phone over whatever it is you want. Like, you can hold the phone over Jamie and be like, can I get a wife?
I had no idea this existed.
Oh, yeah. It's the most fun thing on the planet.
Wow.
I scanned my mom yesterday and it pulled up all these gray wigs. Because it looked just like her hair.
This is the most fun party game, like to see what pops up. Dentures,
Totally.
mascara, like what on your face does it pick up?
That's really funny.
It's amazing. It will pick up everything. Scan your shoes. Just try it. It's going to be like the new thing. It's going to take up all your time. Forget Wordle. Wow, this is like a fun podcast.
Yeah.
Even though we didn't get fed, I still had fun.
We did. And I really, really want to know if you enjoyed this podcast. So text Mikey at
805-380-8075.
So you might win a prize just by texting him to tell us if you like the podcast, because we want a lot of feedback.
Yeah.
We'll give out 3 prizes to 3 feedbackers.
Cool.
And if you have your own question, if you enjoyed hearing the questions and you want to call in, you can call that same number
805-380-8075.
to leave your question. And we might use it in an upcoming Ask Hungry Girl episode.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome.
That was so fun. I really enjoyed that, and I learned some good stuff. And if my ridiculous fashion advice made no sense, please ignore me, and I apologize.
No, Jamie, we are going to see
Triangles everywhere.
not triangles, try segmented teachers.
I basically told them to dress like candy corn.
Yeah. Oh, that's such good advice. Or like an Astropop. Beautiful.
Sorry.
All right. Remember to sign up for the daily emails at hungrygirl.com. Remember to check out our new book, Simply Comfort, wherever fine books are sold. Look for Hungry Girl magazines. What else can they do? Listen to our podcast, review us, all those great things.
Yeah. Watch our Amazon live shows.
Watch our Facebook lives. Follow us on Instagram.
All right.
Tweet us.
No, don't do that. We won't see it. All right. I'm Lisa Lillian, also known as Hungry Girl. Till next time, chew the right thing.